I said he's gonna jump in once mid-series. Was I wrong?
Oh, okay, I'll leave.
God damn it. I'm messaging Yaku. He's eating right now. He's like in the middle of eating and he's like, oh, am I coming on? I'm like, finish eating. It's okay, Papi. It's okay. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Abydos. It is Cure. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zurich player representing Dragon KZ Gaming. It is Dark. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. And oh my god. You know, it's maybe this is fitting. You know, Yaku is almost done eating and Kira apparently doesn't want this to be a long one. He's setting up for a proxy 3 racks. Ay. Oh boy. So this is of course going to be very committed. It's going to be giga aggressive as well from our Terran player. Dark is going to be going for a hatch gas pool. Dark from time to time does go for pool first openers, but alas, this will not be one of those moments. His overlords are looking for proxies nearby, but Cure is in the middle of the map. Is not going to get scouted. So for those wondering, with a 3 racks, this is pretty committed. This is pretty all in. You have to deal some critical damage of some kind if you want to try and transition out of this, or just straight up end the game. And we'll see if he can get this, see if he can pull this off. The SCVs are heading on over. The Overlord does spot the Marine. Dark is now aware of what's going on. Now, what's scary is that only 2 SCVs are revealing themselves right now. The third one is a little bit further behind.
The Hive cluster is under attack.
Oh, and here we go. Dark, his reaction to throw down a Gas Geyser, throw down a Roach Warren as well. And I do like this. You know, when it comes to a proxy 3 racks, we can afford to lose the natural base, and Kira knows that. He knows that he's all in, so he's giving up on the natural. He's going straight into the main. A very ballsy move, but I like the theory behind this. Lings are trying to disrupt that bunker, but the bunker will finish. And again, the onus is on Kira to deal some damage. The boys are being pulled. The Lings are coming in from behind, but the Lings are going down one after another. Oh, and every single one will fall. We do have the Queen popping out as well, but the bunker is done, and 3 Marines will make it back in. 3 Marines for 5 Lings. We do have our first Roach on the way. Queens are looking to hold the line as well. But Cure, he just continues to rally everything he has back at home. Again, he's looking to transition. We do have a couple of Gas Geysers on the way. He will at least kill the natural. And honestly, he needs to. And I think Dark is going to try to save it. Here we go. The natural base is getting lower and lower. More Roaches are on the way, and it looks like it will be given up. And from here, it's going to be on Dark to counterattack. Once Link speed is done, he's going to be able to reinforce with Links. He's going to be morphing in a couple of these Ravagers. Cure is making his way back home. As Cure killed the natural, he's going to have to defend his own main. We'll see if he can. We have a bunker on the way already. Marines are racing back home as well. So far, again, Dark still has a lot of potential once he does move out across the map. We have our CC on the way, Factory as well. Should be going to a Cyclone. And despite Link speed being done, we're still biding our time. Waiting a little bit longer here. More Links are being banked up. Dark isn't droning, by the way. Bear that in mind. He's going to be going for a massive counterattack. What will we have? We'll have 5 Ravagers, 1 Roach, and nothing but Lings. And here we go. The bunker is about to be broken. Lings are being hidden. I love this. He's not showing his hand. For all Cure knows, he's been droning this entire time, but here we go. The lanes are now flooding across the map. Cure is none the wiser. He does have a Cyclone on the way. The wall will be a wall, but will it be enough? The Overlord looking to get some high ground vision as well. And finally, the links do reveal themselves. Boys have to be pulled. Oh no! Oh, the wall is not a wall. The Lings, they flood on in as well, making sure that the depot is not raised. Will raise now, though. A lot of these things are going to fall. Oh. But there we go. With that high ground vision, with the Lings, and with the Overlord, every single depot is going to go down. Oh, what? The Lings, they're coming from behind, and are they going to be able to get the Cyclone? It looks like just barely they will not. Cure will defend, or he will repair even, keeping that Cyclone alive. Behind this, Dark is expanding. He's trying to drone it up as best he can. We have another wave of Lings on the way. Can he break in? This Cure doesn't really have a lot of resources to work with. He can't even make any Marines. Dark, he's thinking about it. Is thinking about it. As Cure just dances with those Ravagers, and here we go. He wants to get the surround on the Cyclone. The Biles are going to be connecting, taking down a handful of SCVs. But again, behind this, Dark is just chilling. He's just droning as best he can, trying to catch back up. Now, the scary moment here is eventually, yeah, the medevac will finish up. Stim is done, and Cure is going across the map with a drop. Dark did a good job at preserving his Ravager count. Looking at the units lost tab, he only lost a single Ravager, so they will help out a lot in the defense. But without Lings to support them, these Marines, they can pick off some high-tech units. Here we go. They can at least deny the third base. They will be unloaded. Dark doesn't see this coming. Does have a couple of Roaches and Ravagers, but yeah, he's not going to finish the third. Gonna try to hold on. Up. Oof. Here we go. With the help of those Biles, he holds on to the third base. Creep is being spread. Queens are coming into support. This drop from Cure not doing too much yet. It's about to be a double drop. We'll see, Poppy. We'll see. Right now, Dark has been, again, just focusing on nothing but drones. Has a decent Roach Ravager army. Can go toe-to-toe with the double drop of Cure. Combat Shields is about to finish up in 10 seconds. Here we go. The shields are on. We stim on forward. We want to try and get that hatchery. Oh, can we get it? The Biles are not going to be connecting. Hot pick up there by Cure. The hatchery takes a lot of hits, but it does survive. Will it survive a third run by, though? Like, Cure really wants that hatchery. He wants it, man. He wants it. I love it. He kind of, like, feigns a rotation over to the left-hand side. Dark is in the dark. He doesn't know where the Marines are coming from. And here we go. We're stimming in. This time we're going to be settling for one queen. We're going to get a second queen as well. No hatchery, but 2 queens. I'm sure Cure is happy with that. I'm sure. Now, what about the 4th run by? At this point, I don't think there are enough Marines here yet. Dark is in position this time. Oh, Will is a Ravager. But Will hold on. Back at home, Cure is setting up with a 3rd CC. We have 3 Raxes. Pretty standard setup overall, and Dark is going to confirm that. We'll lose his Changeling, but does spot the 3rd CC. So he knows that there is no 2-base all incoming. He knows that he should be free to drone up and saturate the 3rd. He'll be able to take a 4th from here, and yeah, just look to wait and receive. We have double Evo chambers for double upgrades. We'll see if he goes for +1 range. I mean, he's got Roach speed on the way, but he kind of has to get Roach speed at this point. Oh, Dark is heavily supply blocked. 5 Overlords in production. Ay. Brutal. And there it is, 1-1 here for those Roaches. Oh, we're going to be slimming on 4. These roaches are going to be getting picked off one after the other. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, unfortunately, there just weren't enough. There just wasn't enough here for a buffer. And here we go. Finally, the hatchery goes down. What was that? The 5th run by? Eventually, over time, the hatchery does get picked off. We get the drop into the main base as well. Queens are falling left and right. The roaches as well. Yeah, and Red Ravager just doesn't really trade too well against Marines. Not in low numbers, at least. Oh, as Dark is going for a bold move. I don't know if this is the wisest of choices. Tries to chase away the drop. And unfortunately, no 4th base. And I'm sure even Kira's surprised. He showed up with a Cyclone. Oh, never mind. There's no hatchery here. Dark knocked down to 2 base economy. We have an infestation pit on the way, I imagine, for infestors, for fungals. But he is hurting. Like, has a quote-unquote large army supply, but it is inflated supply due to all this Road Ravager. Back at home, we're getting into tank production. That's a lot of tanks, by the way. Jesus. Kira is ready for a push. We'll see if Dark can keep up with the multi-prog aggression. Triple drop here towards the center of the map, clearing up a lot of this creep. Double drop on the right-hand side, looking to pick up and going to the main. We do have units rallying here, though. So plenty to defend the main. We do get eyes on the double expand. And we're finally going to be getting infestors, and that is going to actually make the Road Ravager army relatively scary. Suddenly the Biles have higher chances to land. Fungals are a great way to lock down the army and support the Road Ravager. They can make up for how, like, supply inefficient the Road Ravager can be. Oh my god. Almost a perfect dance. Does get hit towards the end. But yeah, again, those infestors can help Dark come back in this game when it comes to, like, finding a really efficient fight. We'll see if he can pull it off, though. Like, we're going to be bolstering the army on the left, looking to dive on in. The infestors are pushing off of creep. Oh my god. Dark, please. Trying to catch the drop, not looking. As the infestors move out of position, in come the Marines. Our 4th base is under threat. It's being focused on. In a couple of seconds, it will fall. Oh my god, the fungals! The fungals and the bars are insane. He gets the hatchery, but at the cost of everything. Oh my god. Talking about a cost-efficient fight. Was that 2 medevacs? 20 or so Marines? Jesus. Oh. I don't think that was quite worth it. I mean, killing a hatchery is good, don't get me wrong, but that was a lot of Marines, Papi. That was a lot of Marines. The fungals were possibly the juiciest fungals you could ever see. Actually. Kira still has a pretty terrifying army, though. What he lacks in Marines, he makes up for in tanks, and that's a lot of tanks. Here we go, as he's working up towards 8 Raxes. 4th CC, about to finish up as well. Gas is being taken. Ghost Academy on the way. Oh, the Infestor! Unfortunately, fungaling here won't really do too much. Do need those Ravagers. But Dark, doing what he does best. Slipping on in with those tunneling claw, with those borrowed infestors. You see a scan, it looks like Kira's aware. Looks like he is fully aware that there are infestors out on the map somewhere. Here we go, Kira pushing out with his massive army. 12 tanks. 12. We get a fungal on the tanks, but that's not going to do too much. Doing what he can to slow down the army of Cure, but the slow siege is upon us. Well, over here on the right-hand side, the double drop is going to be able to catch some of these reinforcements. And this is terrifying. Both armies are maxed out. A lot of this is going to kind of come down to the fungals. I say kind of because, again, there's still so many tanks. Infestors are all over the place. Got another tank being piled down. How many infestors do we have? We have 4 infestors. Good. Do you get a bit of scan on the right hand side? All 4 infestors are just coming in behind the army. Do we have Neural? We don't. Neural is on the way. It would have been amazing to take control of those tanks. Meanwhile, one of those infestors does get caught out. Up. Ooh, and it looks like we got a couple of fungals going off here. Only 2 infestors remaining. Jesus. And this is scary. For every spellcaster we lose, Dark is not replacing them. We don't have more infestors on the way. Just pure Roach Ravager League. Here we go. The Biles connecting not just with the tanks, with the medevacs as well. The medevac count getting surprisingly low. Every stim is going to hurt that much more. Ghosts are coming in as well. All those EMPs. That one Marine standing strong. Let's go. Biles connecting with the, oh my god, with the medevacs as well. 3 medevacs going down. Ravagers, clearly the best anti-air. Oh my god. Meanwhile, we get a scan here on the left-hand side. The last of the infestors do go down. Looking at the units tab, yep, we are down to 0 infestors, just pure Roach Ravager. And here we go. We're going to try and collapse here on this army. We don't have that many Marines or Marauders, mainly tanks. And the tanks are going to go down. We do have a couple of snipes going off here on the Ravagers. It looks like Cure is going to be able to take the fight. But that was a costly one. 12 tanks going down in total. Only a handful of units remaining here. Going to be pushing on forward, trying to break this 3rd base. Oh, more snipes going off. And even though we don't really have too much to support these tanks, we're actually gaining ground here. We get more snipes going off the Queens. Only 1 survives. But here come the Roach reinforcements. We have more than enough Roach Ravager. Oh, once again, another medevac gets piled down. Oh no! 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 Cure! Oh, not like this! Oh my god! The full medevacs once again! The biles are crazy! How? This should not be happening. Oh my god. Cure panicking a little bit there with his medevac movement. I'm pretty sure, like, how many medevacs? 11 medevacs have died this game. I'm pretty sure every single one of those medevacs died to a bile. That's crazy. Oh my god. Hey, you don't need Corruptors. You don't need Queens. Ravagers, Bobby. Ravagers. Let's go. We're going to be pushing on forward. Another tank's going to get biled down. 2 tanks go down. And there's nothing left. The backbone of Cure's army is gone. We have 1 more coming out from the production. 1 more on top of the main base. And this will be forcing Dark back at least a little bit. The medevac survived. The one that lived, Bobby, barely. On 30 HP, 1 bile away. Oh my god. This guy's crazy. See, most people when they buy with their Ravagers, they aim for the tanks. Dark, he aims for the medevacs, Bobby. He knows that he's gonna get them. Meanwhile, behind this, Dark has been transitioning. He has saturated his bases. He's going into Hydras, into Lurkers. Seismic Spine's on the way. The Hive is done. But he doesn't have vision here on the left-hand side. It looks like Dark is going to be losing a base. At the same time, though, he's pushing on forward. With the tank out being reset, these Lurkers, they do pose a massive threat here to the Terran army. Snipes are going to be going off on the Lurkers, and not bad snipes, but we just don't have enough to support the Ghosts. The tanks go down to the Ravagers. The Lurkers siege on forward. And it looks like a Cure is about to be broken. Things were honestly looking pretty good for Cure. He was doing well for himself. But every now and then we got a money fungal. We got just insane biles as well. And this transition into into Lurkers, into the Lunkers, Bappy. It's too much. The drop across the map gets cleaned up. 29 SCVs going down. And with that, Cure, he's been broken. He's stuck in his own main base. He's struggling to hold on to his 3rd. His 4th is under threat as well. No detection. The Lurker going ham. How many SCVs are going to be going down? 59. Show me 50. 49, sorry. Show me 50. Oh, the ghost! No. Por favor. Oh my god. Oh no. GG gets called. And Dark fighting back with the Hero Ravager. 61 SCVs going down towards the end there. GG gets called and Dark takes it. Takes game 1 on Royal Blood. Ooh. Oh my god. That was crazy. Ay, ay, ay. And hold on, let me see if I have a co-caster. And here we go. I will no longer be alone. Long gone are the days of the live VIP solo cast, as I am joined by the one, the only, the Yaku of the Zaku. Welcome, Yakuzaku, to the cast.
Hello.
Did you finish eating, Papa?
I am awake. I did, and it was so.
Nice. What did you put on the toast, Papi? What did you put on the toast?
Originally, I was just gonna put cheese on toast, but then I realized I had time, so I made a full breakfast.
Oh, okay. Nice. Did it still involve cheese on toast, or?
In a way. I fried up some bread, and then I scrambled some eggs with cheese in them.
Oh.
But I rushed it, so it wasn't that good.
I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you so much, Yaku, for joining me. Are we camming? Are we camming? With each other?
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Oh,
I'm not gonna go be a Sith Lord because it is 33 degrees out.
That's fair.
But we can cam.
Beautiful. Oh
Find
my.
the right background.
Yeah. Oh. It's been so long since we've casted ESL Asia together, mate. It's been so long. I appreciate it. It's beautiful. What is that red thing behind?
All those mornings. It's a cup.
Oh. I remember now.
It's a cup and it's open.
It's the red solo cups that don't even exist here in Australia. They're like an American thing. Yeah. So the ESL Asia, we get the red cups. Yes, it makes sense. Yeah.
It was gonna be a white cup, and then I realized that nobody would be able to tell what it is.
True. Oh my god. But yeah, welcome, Yaku. Welcome to the stream. Did you happen to tune into some of that last game?
A little bit here and there. I tabbed out once I saw a bunch of ghosts dying.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see Cure doing pretty well.
Cure was doing insanely well, and then Dark was like, mate, have you ever seen someone pile down medevacs? Let me show you. And he piled down 11 medevacs.
With one Ravager.
With one Ravager. It was crazy, but it was crazy. Yeah, the fights that Dark was taking, despite kind of being up against the wall, was insane. And then he very quickly he very quickly snowballed out of control after taking a good fight.
It's usually what happens in TBC.
It's true. It's very true. So Dark was able to take that game, but from my understanding, we don't have the full story here. Shout out to Chicken Man. He did provide us with a bunch of replays for ESL Asia, but I believe he missed out on game 1, so I believe we have a tied up 1-1 series.
Oh, okay. So now we can just speculate and figure out what it is that Cure did. Yeah. I didn't look at the bracket at all. I didn't see what the result was. I didn't see who won the overall ESL Asia, but I heard Cure did pretty well.
All right, yeah. I mean, he was surprisingly aggressive at the beginning of game 1. He actually proxy 3-axed.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So already.
What else are you gonna do?
True, Poppy, true. As we're gonna be getting ready here for the ace match for game number 3. Oh, and yeah, this is going to be taking place on Neo Humanity.
The Terran map. This is going to shape up to be pretty good.
Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Yeah. But yeah, it's always good fun here when we do kind of cover games on maps like Neo Humanity. We don't see enough of it, but we see plenty of it in Korea.
Yeah, it's not even just the layout on the map. It's just the fact that it is so condensed that it really encourages a lot of active and fast-paced playstyles.
Oh yeah, and I hope that's what we get to see here between these two lovely, beautiful players in this ace match, in this Game 3 on Neo Humanity.
There we go. We're going to determine who it is that's going to make it to the
next
to
round.
the finals. To the next round? Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. To the semifinals, to be fair. This is a quarterfinals
To the
match.
semis. There we go. Anyway, we're going to end it off here on Neo Humanity. We're, of course, in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in. With that top left-hand corner, we have our red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea, representing Abydos. Yes, the mayor of Six City. He is Cure.
At spawning, in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the best Zerg player in all of South Korea, representing Dragon Kaizi Gaming. It is Dark. Oh boy, here we go. And yeah, again, I appreciate you, Yaku, for jumping on to help cast. I know that the weekends aren't or I say the weekends. Typically, ESL Open Cup Asia is a lot more earlier in the day, so we don't get to hear you cast as often as we used to. But it's good to see you back.
Well, we'll see if that changes. That's a teaser.
Oh, we're gonna start waking up in the morning?
Unfortunately.
You're like, yeah. Against my wishes, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I
don't know. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, if you wake up and it's not noon yet, are you really awake?
Are you really awake? Yeah. It's like, I've heard that vitamin D is a thing, and I may need it.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't seen the sun.
Turns out you can't get it when you're walking around at night.
Smurge, papi, smurge. But we'll look forward to it. To hopefully seeing you more often in the ESL Asia cast. Until such a time, though, we do have some pretty standard openers all around here. Hatch gas pool from our lovely Zerg player. Meanwhile, across the map, just a typical Rex expand here from Cure as well. But Dark is going to be taking a very interesting third base.
Yeah, mining out the gold, going for a much safer third instead of trying to get map control with a triangle.
Yeah, he's going to be taking...
Yeah, funnily enough, Dark, I'm not really used to this, but I think Dark just wants to play a little safer.
Yeah, exactly. As, again, we're kind of used to him taking more aggressive bases, whether it's a triangular third or even the forward fourth base with the Rich Rescuing Gas Geyser. We've seen that quite a lot. But Dark just wanting to be playing it safe and sound, and Cure is going to be checking in that direction. He will confirm the linear third.
Or maybe it was a fake out. Or he was planning to have it be a fake out.
We have seen that before. Yeah, not wrong.
Yeah. Either way, though, when you're finishing up a third base in that location, it's going to be difficult to be playing aggressive anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And likewise, some of the features in the map are going to come into play, as we can see a very narrow choke point into that linear third as well, so it can be easier to defend against Hellions, against Banshees, against any kind of early game aggression from the Terran players. So,
yeah. Not only that, but there's a fantastic tank spot right above that ledge that's going to be within range of some of the northern... going to be within range of some of the top minerals of this base. I don't think it's quite in range of the base itself, though.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We'll see if Cure can make use of that. Before that happens, he dips in with a couple of Hellions. Not really doing too much damage, though. It looks like the Reaper has been cleaned up, and for the most part, Dark has been able to fend off this aggression. Back at home, Cure did go for a third TC Banshee opener, so very economic. The Orbital is about to finish up for him.
Just in time. Dark, meanwhile, as you pointed out, hasn't really lost anything other than creep tumors and lings. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue to maintain his worker lead once Cure rocks up with all of his Hellions, with his Banshees as well, to either go for a multi-prong or to support the Hellions.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to see if Dark is going to be going for a style that he's been utilizing quite a bit on Near Humanity recently over the past maybe 2-3 weeks. And that is not just Dark, but also Cyril as well. That is being very tech heavy. Like, as we saw, like, a lot of these bases are very defensible, so you can kind of like turtle up and take 4 bases and rush into Hive. And the goal there is to get into Ultras or Lurkers, like one or the other, depending on what Dark fancies.
I've seen a few Zerg players. It happened to me. I've seen a few Zerg players try to go infest their swarm hosts on Neo Humanity.
Oh my god.
It doesn't work.
That's illegal, Buffy. It's illegal. Oh my god. So yeah, there's definitely a lot that you can do kind of with the safety of this map. Tech-wise, at least, we can see the lair on the way. A safety Roach Warren as well. We'll see if Dark does commit to the Roaches. It has kind of become his unit, kind of like his unit of choice.
The Ultra or the Lurker? Wait.
I lost the Roaches.
I stopped following you for a while.
Well.
The Roaches. There we go.
Yeah.
How did I heard you say Roaches, and I'm like, wait, Ultras?
It's all good, mate. This Cure's gonna be pushing on forward here, already breaking into the third base with all of these Hellbats here. This is actually hitting before Stim, a very unorthodox timing.
Yeah, very unorthodox, very potent timing as well. But you're gonna be coming out before Dark has any Roaches up and running. He did go for a massive counterattack though, managing to take out 14 of Cure's SCVs. So in the end, trade a base for a base full of workers. Things are still about where we left it off.
Yeah, and you know what, Dark, he's not done, by the way. He hasn't lost too many workers. He has lost some production, though, when losing that hatchery, and he's going for a Nidus behind this. He's going to be going for Roaches and Lings and sending it across the map. He does have an Overlord in position in the main.
And that's a question that you always have to ask, isn't it? How can I cut time from the shortest rush distance map even further? Well, this is how.
This is how, mate. The Nidus. Actually, no, never mind. He canceled it. He canceled the Nidus.
He did. Huh.
Yeah, okay. So just second guessing himself a little bit here. You know, Dark not going to be making use of that Overlord in the main base, is going to be backing off. Meanwhile, Cure is taking his gases at his third base. He's looking to, again, approach this in a more macro sense, setting up pretty defensively, even getting a turret in between his bases, just in case we had Tunneling Claw Roaches, for example.
Yeah, you can see Cure taking this very, very seriously. He has vision just about everywhere he needs to right now. In his main base, outside of his third, he has that turret, as he pointed out.
Yeah, and it's possible that after Dark killed all those SCVs, he's thinking to himself, like, you know what, I don't need to go and try and kill him. I've already crippled his economy. I may as well try and just get further ahead in other aspects of this game. Try and drone, try and retake my bases. So you're going to be taking a slower approach. Likewise, Cure is also working on his 4th CC, and Dark does see it as well with those changelings in the middle of Cure's army.
Yeah, he's definitely not feeling too pressured to make any big aggressive moves right now. Cure, I mean. Like you said, he may have lost a lot of SCVs, but he also knows that Dark's economy isn't looking too good, so this is definitely a position that he can macro himself out of if he just focuses entirely on defending and getting his economy up and running.
Yes, it looks like Dark wants to hit a very strong Roach Ravager timing here. 1-1 is about to finish up for our Zerg player. He's clearing out these rocks in the middle of the map as well. That's another feature of this map, because the rush distance is so small, you can hit quite hard. But before that happens, the double drop is getting in.
Double drop is getting in, and it will be able to just barely make it out. Not too much damage just yet, but of course the main point of this drop is to keep the army back at home.
Yeah, but you know what? The army is across the map. The Roach Ravager is trying to break into this third base. We do have some great tank lines, though. 4 tanks shelling away at the Roach Ravager. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was going to say these tanks are very well split up, but a lot of bios do end up landing on the bio army. Cure is still able to chase this back. Dark losing a lot of Roaches and a lot of Ravagers for not a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, the bios on the Marines were good, but as you were saying, the tanks were just putting in a lot of work here against the army of Dark. It's going to force him back here, and Cure is going to be able to land his 4th base.
Man, if it weren't for that double drop, if these reinforcements made it across the map, I think Cure would have just been crippled.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely possible for Dark to have overwhelmed those Marines, but alas, the double drop did put in a lot of work slowing down Dark. And speaking of, we've seen more drops going across the map as Dark does establish that fourth. Cure even.
Yeah, well, yeah. Here's a little running forward with those Marines. They just want to be part of the double drop too, but fortunately there ain't enough room.
Not enough room, unfortunately, and Dark is looking to tech up from here. You know, it looks like he's realized that the pure road Ravager isn't quite going to work out for him. He actually cancelled +2 range and started +1 melee instead. He's going to be going into... Oh, he's actually... Yeah, just trying to figure himself out here. He's going to be going into Infestors.
Yeah, Infestors and maybe Banelings from here?
Oh my god.
You know, the old... Not quite the Miyamaka style, but, you know, try to just root the bio army and then have the Banelings come in for a complete connection. I was thinking Ultras for a second though, but yeah, I guess he doesn't really. He's not really feeling too confident in his economy right now.
Yeah, exactly. Ultra's going to be very expensive. Meanwhile, we have a double drop into the main base here. It is going to be cleaned up. The Roaches do keep up with this. At the same time, another drop on the right-hand side, but Dark is all over this. And I freaked out earlier because there was a full medevac that did get sniped by some Ravager pilots. That did happen in the midst of all the chaos.
Oof. I was thinking that happened in the previous game, but Dark, he's on point with his Ravagers.
Yeah, he really is, but here we go. Dark, even though he has dealt with at least the drops, we have the main army pushing out across the map, and there are so many tanks. 11 tanks here for Cure. Ay.
That seems a little bit excessive until you realize that it's mostly a Roach army that he's up against.
Yeah, exactly. So the tanks make a lot of sense here. Dark has to do the best he can to try and slow down this army with those bars, with those Roaches. But it looks like once again this third base is going to be going down.
Yeah, with how well spread these tanks are right now, I really don't see Dark being able to break this without a lot of Lings. He's trying to get them now. He's even getting adrenal glands for him, but they are only on +1. I think this is too much momentum for Cure. He even takes out an Infestor that had a lot of energy on it.
Yeah, full energy Infestor goes out. The Evo Chambers are under threat. +3 is going to be denied, and that's going to be huge, especially when it comes to those things trying to dive on top of those tanks. At the same time, a double drop coming in through the center of the map, trying to focus down the hatchery, and he will get it.
Just like so. That push will eventually get cleared up, but that damage has already been done, and that's only a fraction of Cure's army. Cure running out of bio a little bit, but he still has enough of a tank line that he can fall back. That he can fall back to.
Yeah, exactly. Now the Marines can focus down the natural base as well. Biles will be not connecting. Decent dodges there from Cure. This time keeps his medevacs alive. As you were saying, the Marines are starting to run out, but he gets the hatchery once again.
Very aggressive move here by Cure, and it will end up costing him his bio army. But look at all these tanks. Dark's gonna try to bile them down, but he's still gonna get shelled away by at least one tank. Every tank he takes out is another volley that lands on him.
It really is. At the same time, looks like a drop into the main base was also cleaned up as well. So Dark is trying to hold on, but he's losing base after base, and he's not losing too many workers, sure, but he's losing a lot of his production. He's losing a lot of his larva, and he's having a really hard time remaxing and spending his money. He has over a 1k mineral bank, and he just can't spend it.
Yeah, Dark isn't quite at his full form when it comes to tech just yet. Like you said, he has a massive mineral bank, but he barely has any gas remaining because he kept being forced to pump out Roaches. So Infestors, yeah, he's making a couple right now. Banelings, he really is struggling to make anything other than Lings at the moment.
Yeah,
Lings and Roaches.
And even then, he just doesn't have the larva to make as many Lings as he can, and he needs them desperately against all these tanks. Meanwhile, here we go. Fungal Bile combination here on the right-hand side is going to be able to shut down the drops at least, but the main push from Cure is not stopping. He takes down another base.
Yeah, he is winning this battle in the middle of the map, and that's usually how the story goes on Neo Humanity. If you can control the middle of the map, you can control basically everything. You can attack and defend at the same time.
Yeah, you really can. We do have a lot of Infestors here, but they don't have a lot of energy remaining. We do have more Biles connecting. They will take down one of those medevacs, but this time there are plenty of Marines and Marauders behind this.
And they're very well split up as well. There's really no way for Dark to defend without taking a lot of damage from something repair bomb lands on a medevac. A couple of biles land on the bio army, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Good bile and infestor combo.
Yeah.
But again, Cure can just continue to parade push.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the fungals and the biles are on point here for Dark, but he is running out of resources. He's running out of money right now. He's down to 67 drones. He doesn't have the saturation he needs to really afford these trades. He's going into ultras, but ultras are so expensive.
They are, but they're also very, very tough. These Vipers are sucking up as much energy as they can. I can see a path to victory here for Dark if he's able to nail the fungals and the blinding clouds and then come in with his ultralisk, but that's a lot easier said than done. Well, good game is called, and Cure will be taking that series 2-1.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, GG, well played there by Cure to take the series. Again, Dark was just being starved out. He was investing so much into just pure Roach Ravager, and Cure was reading him so well, like going for a very tank-heavy composition overall. And once he did start moving out across the map, we saw that we maybe had invested too much in those Roaches and not enough in Lings, and Dark just couldn't really engage. He just kept losing base after base.
Yeah. That's when your humanity is a Terran map.
Yeah, it's again one of those things where because it's so small, if you get a little bit of momentum, it can go a long way. And Cure, he just, I don't think he was ever really under threat back at home. There was that one big Ling run by. There was that one moment when Dark killed like 14 plus SCVs. But outside of that, he was never able to really punish the economy or punish the bases of Cure. He was pretty well fortified back at home, and Dark was just stuck attempting to defend, not even succeeding there, just really having a hard time engaging with all those tanks.
Yeah, and I guess it's important to point out that while he was able to get a lot of worker kills, he still lost his third base pretty early on. That was damage that Dark needed to get done to keep him in the game, not necessarily damage that was going to put him ahead for the rest of the game.
Yeah, if you remember, to be fair, like that was a really interesting build that Cure went for. If you remember, he pushed out with like, it was like 8 Hellbats, like all the Hellions he saved from the early game morphed him into Hellbats. He didn't even have Stim. He only had like a handful of Marines and the Banshee as well. Yeah,
and the Banshee is a support, but I guess when you're hitting that early on, there's really not a lot of anti-air, there's really not a lot of detection either, so those Banshees could do have a lot of zoning potential on them. And then on top of that, you don't want to be sending Lings into Hellbats. You have to either have enough Queens to chase back that army, and even then you're going to have to be kiting quite a bit, or you just have to completely give up that base. And yeah, I think Dark chose the least bad option there, considering he was able to go for that full counterattack, but they're going to be hurting regardless.
Oh yeah, he was hurting regardless, and with that, Cure does take the series. Dark is eliminated from ESL Open Cup Asia, and Cure moves on to the semifinals, where he has another player ready and waiting for him. Another Zerg in Solar.
Oh!